This is Mr. Ernest Pecan Shop. Believe it or not, this is also in my hometown of Quincy, Florida. I have a lot of memories of this structure. First of all, it's where I earned some of my first money picking up pecans as a kid. And I used to climb pecan trees. When I got a little older, I would climb pecan trees and shake pecan trees, and we would take big crocus sacks of pecans up, and Mr. Ernest would weigh them, and they would pay you so much per pound. But the reason this structure is so important to me, I was so happy that it was still there, and it was still a business. Because when I was a kid, believe it or not, we would take our pecans up there to get maybe even $5, $3, whatever amount we could get for selling our pecans. That actually helped my grandmother pay for her light bill, it helped her with groceries. So this place was really like a little small corporation, really. Without it, I don't know if a lot of people of color would have made it through the week, because a lot of them did that. And so this particular structure, it was really great for our community. It was located in a place where we could easily get to it, and so it was very helpful. I sat there and I looked at this structure, and I didn't realize how important it was for me as a young boy, because I sold some of my first pecans there. This is how I got my first art supplies, was because I was able to sell pecans there. And then right across the street was Mr. Lotman's little grocery store. We would go over there to get a little bite to eat. So there's a lot of memories here, but there was a sense of community. Were there racial issues and segregation? Yes, there were, but there were also some positive things going on. And so a lot of my friends, we have a lot of fond memories of this space. And so it's just really, it's really sad now. I go back home, and for whatever reason, I don't know what's happened to our culture. I don't feel that sense of community the way I used to feel. In fact, a lot of my friends, we talk about that. We had great teachers, and I'm sure there are quite great teachers there, but it just seems like something's been lost. I don't know what's happened. But I have so many great memories of growing up in a small community. And this is why I think that because of technology, things have just changed so much. I would like to see more sense of community. If nothing else, we have these great things with Zoom and all that, but we all know there is nothing like the human touch and looking and being in a physical space with someone and actually interacting. No different than when I was a kid interacting and picking up pecans, and my friends and I were all riding our bikes to the store and selling them. That's that human touch, that energy that I think we all recognized as how important it was when we had this pandemic. And I'm glad to see it. It seems like the country's getting back on its feet. And I hope with all the things that it has revealed to us about how we're all interconnected, how we need to respect every walk of life, those who are on the front lines, working, those who are poor. We realize we cannot survive alone. We all need each other, and we need to respect each other. We need to pay people adequately. We need to do this, people. If you have the wealth and the means to help communities, please, by all means, do try to help as much as you can. It's just going to make the world better. It'll make the world more peaceful, and it'll be good for your spirits and be good for this country. These two paintings are both of inner city scenes. The first one at the top is called Keeper of the Lot. This is in Ybor City. I have since moved from Kansas City to Tampa. And so I have my studios down near Ybor City. So I've always been very taken with the common man or the common people of society. And my grandmother, I know that goes back to my grandmother. She was a cook, and she worked in a lot of wealthy people's homes and so forth. And I had an uncle who was a sanitation engineer, which was basically someone who picked up trash and so forth. I had an uncle who was also a carpenter. So I'm very drawn to people who are what we call the common man of society. And here, this scene here is called Common Dignities. It's actually a Kansas City scene. It's people waiting on a bus to perhaps go to work. And so I'm very, very interested in the daily activities of what people do as what they do for their way of life and so forth. Because when I moved to Kansas City, I had no transportation, so I became one of these people standing there waiting for a bus to go to work when I worked at Hallmark Cards as an illustrator. So for me, as a painter, particularly being a person of African American descent, as I toured museums and so forth, I saw very little paintings of African Americans when I was in Columbus College of Art and Design. And part of my goal as a painter was to show African Americans in a space and contributing in some way to our society at large, and showing them in their daily work and how they contribute to society. There are a number of paintings I've done over the years of musicians. I've done some paintings of doctors who served in our community who also had Alzheimer's. So I'm really trying to have a conversation with America about how we contribute and how we help build this country as well. Okay, this painting is titled "The Immigrants." As a painter, I am concerned about different issues that are going on, and certainly immigration is certainly a big issue. I watch news a lot, so in fact, this is how I get some of my ideas as a painter. And so, when I look at the immigration situation, I think about it in different ways. It is a real problem in a lot of ways. It's a moral problem. I think these are people who are desperate, who are looking for jobs, who are looking to try to support their families. And so when I look at the types of jobs that they're able to get, they're usually very labor intensive. I just saw something on, I think CBS Sunday Morning, and there was a gentleman who owned owned a farm, and a lot of asparagus was going bad because he didn't have enough workers to pick it. And so, because he didn't want it to go totally bad, he offered the asparagus free for anybody who wanted to come and get it. So he had over 6,000 people show up, and they took all the crop. And he said he had not enough workers, and the people who did work for him, usually people who were, I don't know if they were illegal. I don't think they were legal citizens of the country, but he said that he didn't have enough workers. There were not enough people to. He said people don't realize that a lot of the food that are on their tables are usually picked by these people. And so we start to realize that we all, again, we're back to needing each other, but also to try to figure out a way that is morally right, and to realize that these people are desperate. And so I cannot, as a human being, I cannot say what I would not do in desperation if I had no food, if I had nothing to feed my children. Who knows what journey I would take? So I think, again, by looking at this as a moral issue, not a political one, we're talking about food, we're talking about just surviving as a human being. I think that we would look at it totally different. And I'm hoping as a painter that I will continue to look at social issues like this and bring them to the forefront of society, and hopefully to build some empathy. And also, as people see, images are very powerful. They can shape us. They can change our sensibility about something. This is why art is so powerful. Images can change the way we see things. Art is a very, very powerful tool to reach people in a deeper spiritual way to help one another. I think art is a very, very powerful tool. And I plan on using mine to the best of my ability. No matter how tough those issues are, we are only here for a small amount of time. And so I think we should all use it wisely to help each other to build a better world.